First contact. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly before Captain Sarah Chen as she guided the Earth's first faster-than-light vessel, the ESS Horizon, through the star-studded void. After decades of theoretical work and technological breakthroughs, humanity had finally achieved what many had long thought impossible: the ability to traverse the cosmos at speeds surpassing that of light itself. Status report, Chen called out, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing their trajectory through an unexplored sector of the Milky Way. Lieutenant Amari responded promptly, his fingers dancing across his console. All systems nominal, Captain. We're maintaining speed at 1.2 times the speed of light. No signs of spatial distortions or anomalies in our path. Chen nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. The mission was going smoothly, almost too smoothly. After years of preparation and months of travel, part of her had expected more. More challenges, more discoveries, more anything. As if in answer to her unspoken thoughts, alarms suddenly blared throughout the bridge. Red warning lights flashed, bathing the crew in an eerie crimson glow. Report, Chen barked, her body tensing as she scanned the readouts on her command chair. Massive energy signature detected, cried out Ensign Yuki Tanaka from the science station. It's like nothing we've ever seen before, Captain. The readings are off the charts. Before Chen could respond, the view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that took her breath away. A colossal ship, easily 100 times the size of the horizon, shimmered into existence before them. Its hull gleamed with an otherworldly iridescence, seeming to bend the very fabric of space around it. All stop, Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Raise shields and arm weapons, but do not target. Let's not start an interstellar incident on our first day out here. As the crew scrambled to follow her commands, a beam of scintillating light shot out from the alien vessel, engulfing the horizon. Chen braced herself, expecting the worst, but instead of destruction, they found themselves bathed in a sea of information. Images, sounds, and sensations flooded their minds, a first contact package unlike anything they could have imagined. In mere seconds, the crew of the Horizon learned the basics of an alien language, culture, and history. They call themselves the Zeraxians, Tanaka said in awe, her eyes wide as she processed the deluge of information. They're an ancient species, Captain. They've been exploring the galaxy for millions of years. Chen nodded, her own mind reeling from the contact. Open a channel, she ordered, straightening her uniform. Let's introduce ourselves properly. The view screen shifted, revealing a being that defied easy description. The Zeraxian appeared both solid and ethereal, with a form that seemed to constantly shift and flow. Multiple limbs, or were they tentacles? Moved with graceful precision as the alien regarded them with what Chen could only assume were eyes, glowing orbs of swirling energy. Greetings, beings of Earth, the Zeraxian spoke, its voice resonating directly in their minds. I am Xylos, emissary of the Zeraxian Concordat. We have been observing your species for some time, but we did not expect to encounter you so far from your home system, and certainly not traveling faster than light. Chen stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth ship Horizon. On behalf of humanity, we extend greetings and a hand of friendship to the Zeraxian people. Xylos's form shimmered, an expression that Chen interpreted as surprise. You've achieved faster-than-light travel in mere centuries since discovering electricity. This is unprecedented. The alien's tone shifted, a note of concern creeping in. Tell me, Captain Chen, how did your species manage such a feat? Our records show your civilization was still confined to your planet less than 200 years ago. Chen exchanged glances with her crew before responding. We're explorers and innovators by nature, emissary Xylos. Our scientists and engineers have been working tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the universe. The drive system that powers our ship is the result of combining quantum entanglement principles with a novel approach to manipulating spacetime. Zyos was silent for a moment, its form undulating in what seemed to be deep thought. Fascinating, it finally responded. In all our eons of exploration, we have never encountered a species that has progressed so rapidly. This is concerning. Chen felt a chill run down her spine at the alien's words. Concerning? I assure you, emissary, our intentions are peaceful. We seek only to explore and learn. Your intentions may be peaceful, Captain Chen, Zyos replied, but rapid technological advancement often leads to instability. The galaxy is a delicate ecosystem, and the introduction of a new spacefaring race can have far-reaching consequences. The implications of Xylos's words hung heavy in the air. Chen squared her shoulders, her voice firm as she responded. With all due respect, emissary, humanity has overcome countless challenges to reach this point. We've united our planet, solved many of our social issues, and turned our focus to the stars. We're ready to join the galactic community. Zyos's form pulsed with energy. Perhaps, but readiness is not determined by the species in question, Captain. It is the responsibility of elder races like the Xeraxians to ensure the stability of the galaxy. Chen felt her heart race as she realized the gravity of the situation. This wasn't just first contact, it was humanity's first test on the galactic stage. What would you have us do then? Chen asked, her mind racing through potential diplomatic strategies. Zyos's form expanded, filling the view screen. Your species will be put to the test, Captain Chen. The Xeraxian Concordat will issue a challenge, a series of trials to determine your readiness to join the galactic community. Should you succeed, you will be welcomed. Should you fail? The alien left the consequences unspoken, but Chen understood the implication all too well. We accept your challenge, Chen declared, standing tall. Humanity has never backed down from a test, and we won't start now. Xylos's form shimmered in what Chen hoped was approval. Very well. Prepare yourselves, humans. The trials will commence soon, and they will test every aspect of your species, your technology, your adaptability, your ethics, and your very nature as sentient beings. As the transmission ended and the alien ship shimmered out of existence, Chen turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mix of excitement, fear, and determination, a reflection of humanity itself. Well, Chen said, a wry smile on her face, it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Contact Earth. Tell them we're not alone, and our greatest challenge is about to begin. As the horizon turned back towards Earth, Chen couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. Humanity had reached for the stars, and now the stars were reaching back. Whatever trials lay ahead, she knew one thing for certain: humans would face them head-on, with all the ingenuity, courage, and determination that had brought them this far. The age of Earth was over. The age of humanity among the stars had just begun. The challenge. The news of humanity's encounter with the Xeraxians spread across Earth like wildfire. Within days, the entire planet was abuzz with speculation, fear, and excitement. As the horizon docked at the newly constructed Olympus space station in Earth orbit, Captain Sarah Chen prepared herself for the barrage of questions and scrutiny that awaited her. The station's conference room was packed with world leaders, top scientists, and military brass from every major nation. Chen stood at the podium, her uniform crisp and her expression resolute. Ladies and gentlemen, she began, her voice carrying across the hushed room, the situation we face is unprecedented. The Xeraxians have issued a challenge to humanity, a series of trials to prove our worthiness to join the galactic community. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. A stern-faced woman in a tailored suit stood up. Captain Chen, I'm Director Amelia Hawthorne of the Global Space Initiative. Can you elaborate on the nature of these trials? Chen nodded. The Xeraxians were vague on the specifics, Director. They mentioned that we would be tested on our technology, adaptability, ethics, and our fundamental nature as sentient beings. We're to expect the unexpected. A grizzled general spoke up next. And what happens if we fail these tests, Captain? Chen's expression darkened. They didn't specify general, but the implication was clear. Failure could mean restriction to our solar system, or worse. The room erupted in worried chatter. Chen raised her hand for silence. I know this sounds daunting, but I've seen what humanity can do when we work together. This is our chance to prove ourselves on a cosmic scale. As the meeting progressed, plans were made, task forces assembled, and resources allocated. The entire planet mobilized for what many were calling humanity's greatest challenge. Weeks passed in a flurry of activity. Then, just as suddenly as they had disappeared, the Xeraxians returned. Chen found herself once again on the bridge of the horizon, facing the shimmering form of Xylos on the view screen. Greetings, Captain Chen. The alien's thoughts resonated in her mind. The time has come. Are you prepared to face the trials? Chen straightened her back. We are, Emissary Xylos. Humanity stands ready. Very well, Xylos replied. Your first trial begins now. We have detected a small planetoid in a nearby system that is on a collision course with an inhabited world. Your task is to prevent this catastrophe using only the resources currently at your disposal. You have precisely 1 Earth month to complete this task. The view screen filled with data, star charts, planetoid trajectory, and the specifications of the endangered world. One more thing, Captain, Xylos added. The inhabitants of the threatened planet are unaware of the danger. Part of your challenge is to solve this problem without causing panic or revealing the existence of external civilizations. Their culture is not yet ready for such knowledge. With that, the Xeraxian ship vanished, leaving the crew of the Horizons staring at the daunting task before them. Well, Chen said, turning to her crew, it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Tanaka, start analyzing that data. Amari, plot a course to the system. And someone get me a line to Earth. We're going to need all hands on deck for this one. As the Horizon leaped into FTL, Chen couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. This was more than just a test. It was a chance to save an entire civilization, to prove that humanity could be a force for good in the galaxy. The journey to the target system took a week, leaving them with precious little time to formulate and execute a plan. Every minute counted as Earth's brightest minds worked in tandem with the Horizon's crew to devise a solution. What if we use the Horizon's FTL drive to create a controlled spatial distortion? Suggested Dr. Elara Vance, a brilliant physicist who had joined the mission. We could potentially alter the planetoid's course without direct intervention. Chen nodded thoughtfully. It's risky, but it might just work. How close would we need to get? Dangerously close, Vance admitted. We'd be skirting the edge of the planetoid's gravitational field. One miscalculation and we could be pulled in ourselves. As they debated the merits and risks of various plans, a junior officer spoke up. Captain, I think I found something interesting in the data about the endangered planet. Chen turned her attention to the young ensign. Go on, Ensign Cruz. Well, ma'am, it seems this civilization is highly spiritual. They have legends about celestial guardians who watch over their world. What if we could use that? A spark of inspiration lit up Chen's eyes. Ensign, you might be onto something. Dr. Vance, could we use holographic technology to create the illusion of these guardians? Vance's eyes widened. Combined with a spatial distortion from the FTL drive, yes, we could create a spectacular light show that would appear to be moving the planetoid. It would look like their guardians were saving them. The plan came together rapidly after that. As they approached the system, the Horizon's crew worked tirelessly to modify their systems, create the necessary illusions, and calculate the precise maneuvers needed. With barely days to spare, they put their plan into action. The Horizon positioned itself near the planetoid, its modified FTL drive humming with power. As they activated the drive, creating a subtle spatial distortion to alter the planetoid's course, the ship's external projectors came to life. Massive, ethereal figures of light appeared in the sky of the endangered planet, visible even in daylight. These celestial guardians seemed to reach out, gently nudging the approaching planetoid away from its collision course. On the planet's surface, the inhabitants watched in awe, their faith affirmed by what they saw as divine intervention. They would never know how close they had come to annihilation, or that their saviors were not gods, but a group of humans from a distant world. As the planetoid safely passed by the planet, missing it by a comfortable margin, Chen allowed herself a moment of relief. "We did it," she breathed, looking at her exhausted but elated crew. No sooner had the words left her mouth than Xylos appeared on the view screen. "Impressive, Captain Chen," the alien said. "You have passed the first trial. You not only saved the planet, but did so in a way that respected the cultural development of its inhabitants. Perhaps there is hope for your species yet." As Xylos faded from view, Chen turned to her crew. "Excellent work, everyone. But let's not celebrate too much yet. Something tells me the next trial will be even harder." With a mixture of pride in their accomplishment and anticipation for the challenges to come, the crew of the Horizon prepared to return to Earth. They had passed the first test, but the true measure of humanity was yet to be taken. Unexpected allies. The Horizon's triumphant return to Earth was met with jubilation and relief. Humanity had passed its first cosmic test, but everyone knew the challenges were far from over. As Captain Chen and her crew debriefed Earth's leaders, tensions ran high in anticipation of the next trial. It came sooner than anyone expected. Just 2 weeks after their return, the Xeraxians reappeared. This time, Xylos' message was broadcast globally. "People of Earth," the aliens' thoughts resonated in millions of minds simultaneously. "Your next trial begins now. We have detected a derelict space station of unknown origin in a nearby sector. Your task is to explore it, uncover its secrets, and determine the fate of its creators. You have 2 Earth months. But be warned, you are not the only species we have challenged. This is a competition, and the stakes are high." As the transmission ended, Chen found herself once again on the Horizon, this time accompanied by a hand-picked team of Earth's finest scientists, linguists, and engineers. "Set a course for the coordinates, Lieutenant Amari," Chen ordered. "Let's see what we're up against." The journey to the derelict station was tense. Every crew member felt the weight of humanity's future on their shoulders. As they dropped out of FTL, the station came into view. A massive structure of alien design, its architecture unlike anything they had ever seen. "Life support systems are operational," Tanaka reported from her station. "Atmosphere is breathable, but gravity is lower than Earth standard." Chen nodded. "Prepare an exploration team. I'll lead." Her words were cut short by Amari's urgent call. "Captain, we're detecting another ship approaching. It's not Xeraxian." All eyes turned to the view screen as another vessel appeared. Smaller than the Horizon, it had an organic look, almost like a living creature swimming through space. "We're being hailed," Amari reported. Chen straightened her uniform. On screen, the image that appeared was startling. The alien before them was vaguely humanoid, but with iridescent scales covering its body and large, luminous eyes that seemed to shimmer with intelligence. "Greetings, Earth vessel," the alien spoke, its voice melodious and soothing. "I am Captain Zara of the Nubian Exploratory Fleet. I assume you are here for the Xeraxian trial as well." Chen blinked in surprise, but quickly regained her composure. "That's correct. I'm Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth ship Horizon. It seems we find ourselves in competition." Zara's expression, if it could be called that, seemed to soften. "Perhaps. But Captain Chen, my people have long believed that true progress comes not through competition, but cooperation. What if we were to explore this station together?" Chen's mind raced. This could be a trick, a part of the test. But something in Zara's demeanor spoke of sincerity. She made a split-second decision. "I think that's an excellent idea, Captain Zara. Shall we form a joint expedition?" And so, in a move that would later be hailed as a turning point in galactic politics, humans and Nubians entered the mysterious station side by side. The interior of the station was a marvel of technology far beyond either species' understanding. Holographic interfaces sprang to life as they passed, displaying information in a language neither could comprehend. Our linguists are having trouble deciphering this, one of the human scientists, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, admitted frustratedly. Zora's companion, a Nubian named Lirael, stepped forward. Perhaps we can help. Our species has a natural affinity for patterns and harmonics. May we? Working together, the human linguists and Nubian harmonists made rapid progress. They discovered that the station was a vast library and research center created by an ancient race that had long since ascended to a higher plane of existence. As they delved deeper into the station's secrets, Chen and Zara found themselves working in perfect sync, their complementary skills and approaches creating a synergy neither had expected. "Captain Chen," Zara said during a quiet moment, "I must admit, when we first learned of your species, we were concerned. Your rapid technological advancement seemed dangerous. But seeing you in action, I realized we were wrong to judge." Chen smiled. "And we've learned so much from your people's intuitive understanding of cosmic harmonies. I think both our species have a lot to offer the galaxy." Their exploration continued, uncovering marvels and facing challenges that tested both species to their limits. They encountered automated defense systems that required both human ingenuity and Nubian intuition to overcome. They solved puzzles that blended advanced mathematics with artistic interpretation. But their greatest challenge came when they reached the station's core. Here, they found a device of unimaginable power, a machine capable of rewriting the very laws of physics within a localized area. This could be used as a weapon of unimaginable destruction. Dr. Tanaka breathed, her eyes wide with awe and fear. Or it could be used to create, to explore, to understand the universe in ways we've never dreamed, Lirael countered. As the two teams debated the implications of their discovery, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. A holographic message appeared, displaying a countdown. "It's some kind of self-destruct sequence," Chen realized with horror. The station must have decided we're a threat. Zara's luminous eyes narrowed in concentration. "No, not a self-destruct. Look at the energy readings. It's preparing to jump, to remove itself from our space-time." The two captains locked eyes, a silent understanding passing between them. This was the true test, not just of their ability to explore and understand, but of their wisdom in the face of power beyond their comprehension. "We can't let this knowledge be lost," Chen said. "But neither can we risk it falling into the wrong hands," Zara finished. Working together at a frantic pace, humans and Nubians raced to download as much non-weaponized data as they could while simultaneously ensuring that the most dangerous secrets would be lost with the station. As the countdown reached its final seconds, both teams evacuated, watching from their ships as the massive structure shimmered and vanished from existence. In the silence that followed, Chen and Zara once again faced each other on their view screens. "I think," Chen said slowly, "that we've both passed this trial." Zara's scales shimmered in agreement. "Indeed, and I believe we found something far more valuable than any technology, a true alliance." As if on cue, Zyos appeared before both ships. "Congratulations," the Xeraxian said, its tone carrying a note of surprise. "You have both succeeded in ways we did not anticipate. Your willingness to cooperate, to share knowledge while responsibly handling power beyond your current level, this is a mark of species ready to join the galactic community." As Zyos faded away, Chen and Zara shared a look of triumph and hope. They had faced the challenge not as competitors, but as unexpected allies. And in doing so, they had not only passed the trial, but had laid the foundation for a friendship that would reshape the future of the galaxy. The trials begin. The unexpected alliance between humans and Nubians had sent ripples through the galactic community. As news of their joint success spread, Other species watched with a mixture of curiosity and concern. The Zeraxians, for their part, seemed both impressed and wary of this new development. Back on Earth, Captain Sarah Chen found herself thrust into the spotlight as a symbol of humanity's potential. She stood before the United Earth Council, recounting the events of the previous trial. And so, in cooperation with the Nubians, we were able to preserve valuable knowledge while ensuring that the most dangerous technologies were kept out of reach, Chen concluded her report. The council chamber buzzed with excitement and apprehension. Councillor Adebayo, a statuesque woman from Nigeria, leaned forward. Captain, while your success is commendable, some are concerned about this alliance with the Nubians. Can we trust them? Chen met the councillor's gaze steadily. With all due respect, Councillor, I believe trust is exactly what we need right now. The Nubians have proven to be honorable allies. In fact, I've invited Captain Zara to Earth to discuss further cooperation. Murmurs of surprise rippled through the chamber. Before anyone could object, a familiar presence filled the room. Xylos, the Zeraxian emissary, materialized before them. Greetings, people of Earth, Xylos's thoughts resonated. Your progress has been unexpected. The alliance you formed with the Nubians is unprecedented in our trials. As such, we have decided to accelerate and intensify your remaining challenges. The room fell silent, all eyes fixed on the shimmering alien form. Your next trial begins immediately, Xylos continued. We have seeded an uninhabited planet in a nearby system with a rapidly evolving artificial ecosystem. Your task is to study this ecosystem, predict its evolutionary path, and find a way to stabilize it without causing harm. You have 1 Earth month. As Xylos faded away, chaos erupted in the council chamber. Chen turned to her crew, who had been standing at attention behind her. Looks like our shore leave is cut short. Prepare the Horizon for immediate departure. Within hours, the Horizon was once again racing through space, this time accompanied by a Nubian vessel. Captain Zara's face appeared on the view screen, her iridescent scales shimmering with excitement. Captain Chen, we've analyzed the data provided by the Zeraxians. This artificial ecosystem, it's unlike anything we've ever encountered. The rate of mutation and adaptation is off the charts. Chen nodded grimly. Agreed. We're going to need all hands on deck for this one. I suggest we form joint research teams once we reach the planet. As they approached their destination, both ships' sensors came alive with data. The planet below was a swirling mass of rapidly changing colors and patterns, visible even from orbit. It's beautiful, breathed Dr. Tanaka, her eyes wide as she studied the readouts. And terrifying. The entire biosphere is in a state of constant flux. The joint human-Nubian expedition set up a research base on the planet's least volatile continent. What they found on the surface defied imagination. Plants that evolved before their eyes, animals that adapted to new environments in a matter of hours, microorganisms that rewrote their own DNA in real time. Days turned into weeks as the research teams worked around the clock, trying to unravel the mysteries of this chaotic world. Traditional models of evolution and ecology were useless here. New paradigms had to be developed on the fly. It was a Nubian harmonist named Eloin who first noticed the pattern. Listen, she said, her luminous eyes closed in concentration. There's a rhythm to the chaos, a song underlying the cacophony. Dr. Tanaka, who had been working closely with Eloin, looked up from her datapad. You're right. Look at these oscillation patterns in the genetic drift. They're not random. There's a complex algorithm at work here. As humans and Nubians pooled their insights, a picture began to emerge. The entire ecosystem was behaving like a massive computer, running countless evolutionary simulations in real time. It's as if the planet itself is trying to find the optimal balance, Chen mused, looking out over the ever-changing landscape. But it's caught in a loop, unable to settle on a stable state. Zara nodded, her scales rippling thoughtfully. So our task is not to force stability from the outside, but to help the system find its own equilibrium. The solution, when it came, was a blend of human ingenuity and Nubian intuition. Using a combination of advanced terraforming techniques and harmonic resonance, they created a network of stabilizing nodes across the planet. These nodes didn't dictate the course of evolution, but rather provided a framework within which the ecosystem could find its own balance. As the month drew to a close, the frenzied pace of change on the planet began to slow. The swirling colors and patterns gradually settled into a breathtaking tapestry of life, still dynamic, but no longer chaotic. Standing on a hilltop overlooking a valley teeming with alien life, Chen and Zara watched as a creature that looked like a cross between a butterfly and a jellyfish drifted by on the breeze. "We did it," Chen said, a note of awe in her voice. "We actually did it." Zara's scales shimmered with joy. "Indeed we did, my friend, and I believe we've learned far more than just how to stabilize an ecosystem." Chen nodded, understanding the deeper implications. By working together, humans and Nubians had demonstrated an ability to nurture and guide rather than dominate, a quality that would be essential for any species hoping to play a positive role in the galactic community. As if on cue, Zyos appeared before them. "Congratulations," the Xeraxian said, its tone carrying a hint of what might have been respect. "You have passed this trial with flying colors. Your ability to understand, adapt, and nurture is impressive." But before either captain could respond, Zyos continued, its form shimmering with intensity. "However, do not celebrate too soon. Your final trial awaits, and it will test you in ways you cannot imagine. The fate of both your species hangs in the balance." As Zylos vanished, Chen and Zara exchanged determined looks. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The human-Nubian alliance had proven its worth, and now it was time to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. Turning the tables, the joint human-Nubian fleet hung in high orbit around Earth, a testament to the unprecedented alliance that had formed in the face of the Xeraxian trials. On the bridge of the horizon, Captain Sarah Chen stood side by side with Captain Zara, both leaders tense with anticipation of their final challenge. "Any word from the Xeraxians?" Chen asked, her eyes scanning the starfield before them. Zara's scales shimmered with concern. "Nothing yet. This silence is unsettling." As if summoned by their conversation, Zyos materialized on the bridge, its form more substantial and imposing than ever before. "Greetings, humans and Nubians," the Xeraxians' thoughts boomed in their minds. "You have surpassed our expectations in many ways. But now comes your final and most crucial test." The view screen behind Zylos lit up, showing a massive space station unlike anything they had seen before. It dwarfed even the Xeraxian vessels, its architecture a blend of organic curves and crystalline structures. "This," Zylos continued, "is the Nexus. It is an ancient construct, a meeting place of civilizations far older than even the Xeraxians. Within its halls lies technology capable of reshaping reality itself. Your final trial is to navigate the Nexus, overcome its defenses, and reach its core. There, you must make a choice that will determine not only your fate, but the fate of the galaxy." Chen and Zara exchanged glances, the weight of this responsibility settling heavily upon them. "You have one Earth week," Zyos concluded. "Good luck. You will need it." As the Xeraxian faded away, the coordinates of the Nexus appeared on their navigation systems. "Well," Chen said, a wry smile on her face, "I guess we'd better get moving." The journey to the Nexus was tense, filled with preparations and speculations. Humans and Nubians worked tirelessly, combining their knowledge and technologies to prepare for whatever challenges awaited them. As they approached the massive station, its true scale became apparent. It was a world unto itself, with various sections clearly designed by different alien civilizations. "Look at those energy readings," Dr. Tanaka breathed, her eyes wide as she studied her console. "The power output it's beyond anything we can comprehend." Captain Zara nodded, her luminous eyes fixed on the Nexus. And those defenses, they make our most advanced systems look like children's toys. Chen squared her shoulders. We didn't come this far to be intimidated now. Prepare the landing teams. We're going in. What followed was a grueling series of challenges that pushed both species to their limits. They faced automated defense systems that adapted to their every move, puzzles that required simultaneous solving in multiple dimensions, and ethical dilemmas that forced them to question their deepest beliefs. Through it all, the human Nubian teams displayed an uncanny ability to complement each other's strengths. Where human ingenuity found novel solutions, Nubian intuition guided them through the station's ever-shifting landscape. Where Nubian harmonics soothed hostile systems, human determination pushed through seemingly insurmountable obstacles. As they delved deeper into the nexus, they began to uncover disturbing truths. The station wasn't just a test or a repository of advanced technology. It was a nexus point for multiple realities, a place where the very fabric of the universe could be manipulated. Finally, after days of non-stop challenges, they reached the core. It was a vast chamber, at the center of which floated a pulsing orb of pure energy. "This is it," Chen said, her voice hushed with awe. "The heart of the nexus." As they approached the orb, a holographic interface sprang to life. It displayed a series of options, each more staggering than the last. They could reshape their home planets, alter the course of evolution for their entire species, even rewrite the fundamental laws of physics for their region of space. This is too much power for anyone to wield," Zara said, her scales rippling with concern. Chen nodded grimly. "Agreed, but we can't just walk away. We have to make a choice." As they debated their options, a realization slowly dawned on them. This wasn't just a test of their abilities or their ethics, it was a test of their wisdom, their ability to handle power responsibly. In that moment, Chen and Zara came to the same conclusion. They turned to the holographic interface and, working in perfect sync, began to input a complex series of commands. Alarms blared throughout the station as energy surged through its systems. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed as if the entire structure might tear itself apart. Then suddenly, everything went quiet. The pulsing orb at the center of the chamber dimmed, its power dispersed. Xios appeared before them, its form radiating surprise, and was that approval. "What have you done?" the Xeraxian asked. Chen stepped forward, her voice steady. "We've redistributed the Nexus's power throughout the galaxy. Not enough to cause harm or disruption, but enough to subtly encourage cooperation and understanding between species. We've turned your test into a gift for all sentient beings." Zara continued, her scales shimmering with conviction. No single species should have this much power. But together, as a galactic community, we can use it to foster peace and progress. For a long moment, Xios was silent. Then, to their shock, the Xeraxian began to laugh, a sound that resonated not just in their minds, but seemed to echo through the very fabric of space-time. "Brilliant," Xios exclaimed. "In all our aims of administering these trials, no species has ever thought to do this. You've not just passed the test, you've transcended it." As the implications of their actions sank in, Chen and Zara realized they had done more than just complete a trial. They had changed the course of galactic history, ushering in a new era of cooperation and shared progress. The Nexus began to power down around them, its purpose fulfilled. As they made their way back to their ships, Chen and Zara knew that the real challenge and the real adventure was just beginning. The galaxy was opening up to them, full of wonders to explore and new allies to meet. And they would face it all together, humans and Nubians, united in their quest for knowledge and their commitment to a better future for all sentient beings. A new galactic order. The return journey to Earth was filled with a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration. As the joint human-Nubian fleet dropped out of FTL near Earth's orbit, they were met with a sight that took their breath away. Hundreds of ships from various alien species filled the space around the planet, their designs as diverse as the civilizations they represented. It seems news of our actions at the Nexus has spread quickly, Zara observed, her scales shimmering with a mix of awe and apprehension. Chen nodded, her eyes fixed on the spectacular display before them. Let's hope they're here to welcome us, not challenge us. As if in answer to her concerns, a familiar presence filled the bridge. Zyos appeared, but this time, the Xeraxian was accompanied by representatives from dozens of other species, their forms shimmering in a dazzling array of holographic projections. Greetings, humans and Nubians, Zyos began, its thoughts resonating with a warmth they had never heard before. Your actions at the Nexus have reverberated throughout the galaxy. You have ushered in a new era, one that many of us had long hoped for but few believed possible. One by one, the representatives of various galactic powers spoke, each expressing admiration for the wisdom and selflessness displayed by the Human-Nubian alliance. They spoke of a shift in the cosmic balance, of old rivalries giving way to new possibilities for cooperation. A tall crystalline being stepped forward. I am Senla, representative of the Galactic Council. In light of your actions, we extend an invitation to both humanity and the Nubian people to join our ranks. Your voices and perspectives would be invaluable as we navigate this new era you have helped create. Chen and Zara exchanged glances, the weight of this moment not lost on either of them. This was more than just recognition. It was an opportunity to shape the future of the galaxy. We are honored by your invitation, Chen began, her voice steady despite the emotion welling up inside her. But before we accept, we have a proposal of our own. Zara nodded, continuing where Chen left off. Our success came not from individual brilliance, but from the synergy of our collaboration. Perhaps it's time for the Galactic Council to evolve, to become a true forum for interspecies cooperation and mutual growth. Their proposal was bold, a restructuring of galactic governance, moving away from the old hierarchies and towards a more inclusive, collaborative model. They suggested the creation of joint research initiatives, cultural exchange programs, and a galactic peacekeeping force comprised of members from all willing species. As Chen and Zara laid out their vision, they could see the excitement building among the assembled representatives. Ideas were shared, debated, and refined in real time. What had started as a series of trials for two young species had blossomed into a galactic renaissance. In the days and weeks that followed, Earth became the center of a whirlwind of diplomatic activity. The planet that had once been isolated in the cosmos now played host to delegations from hundreds of worlds. The streets of major cities were filled with beings of all shapes and sizes, a living testament to the diversity of life in the universe. Chen found herself standing on the balcony of the newly constructed Galactic Embassy in New York, overlooking a city transformed. Alien architecture blended seamlessly with human designs, creating a skyline that seemed to bridge the gap between Earth's past and its cosmic future. Zara joined her, the Nubian scales reflecting the setting sun. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" she said, her voice filled with wonder. To think, not long ago, both our species thought we were alone in the universe. Chen nodded, a smile playing on her lips. And now look at us, architects of a new galactic order. As they stood there, watching the bustling streets below where humans and aliens mingled freely, they reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The challenges they had faced, the bonds they had forged, the preconceptions they had shattered, all of it had led to this moment. But they knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with wonders and challenges they had yet to imagine. There would be obstacles to overcome, prejudices to dismantle, and new frontiers to explore, yet they faced the future not with fear, but with hope and determination. The trials set by the Xeraxians had been meant to test their readiness to join the galactic community. Instead, humans and Nubians had proven themselves capable of leading that community into a new age of cooperation and discovery. As the first stars began to appear in the darkening sky, Chen turned to Zara. "Ready for our next adventure?" Zara's scales shimmered with excitement. "Always. The galaxy awaits." Together, they turned their gaze to the stars, no longer distant points of light, but beacons of possibility, each one a potential destination in humanity's grand cosmic journey. And so, as night fell on Earth, a new dawn was rising for the galaxy. The age of isolation was over. The era of unity had begun, and at the heart of it all stood the unlikely alliance of humans and Nubians, two young species whose courage, creativity, and compassion had changed the course of cosmic history. The universe, vast and mysterious as it was, had never seemed so full of promise. For in the end, they had discovered that the greatest frontier wasn't out there in the stars, but in the bonds they forged with one another. And that was a frontier without limits, a journey that would never truly end.